morning. My name is Amalia Delianis, and I'm the editor of Plumbing Engineer magazine. Welcome to PHCPPros Live here at the AHR Expo in Atlanta. With me this morning, I have two very special guests from Essency, CEO Nathalie Barendrecht and National Sales Director Scott Isaksen. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you two today?
Doing great. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Thank you for joining me this morning. Let's start with Nathalie. Can you tell us a little bit about Essency? What about Essency? Who is it? A little bit about the company and its mission?
Sure. So Essency is a young French company. We were founded about 3 years ago, but it's actually been a 10-year R&D project at GT, which is the mother of Essency in France. So it's a family business. We have as a mission in this industry to bring innovation to the hot water world. So that's what we're trying to do.
And how did you come up with such an innovative first product, such as the EXR?
Yeah. So actually 10 years ago, when we started looking for a diversification for our GT business, we were very interested in the energy efficiency world. And so we started to look at the energy usage of households. And that's how we came to water heaters. And so we started looking at markets and understanding the dynamics. And that's when we understood that water heaters were lasting only 8 to 10 years, and we thought, hey, that's pretty short, not quite acceptable, we thought. And when we learned what the issues were, we said, okay, that's a problem we should be able to solve because we are experts in the use of polymers. So that's how it all started, and that's how we came up with the EXR.
Okay, so Scott, can you tell us a little bit more about the Essency EXR? What makes it so innovative and groundbreaking for the U.S. market?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it solves the durability issue for sure. As Nathalie touched on, a water heater shouldn't be a disposable product. We shouldn't be throwing them in the landfills every 6 or 8 years, right? So it definitely solves the durability issue, and that's why it's made of a polymer and it's atmospheric. It's going to last a long time because of the way it's designed.
Okay, and what makes it right for the U.S. market specifically?
Other than the durability, it's the performance. So as the standard changed about 7 years ago, we looked at the way the standards were changing, what we had to do to build a water heater that was going to be durable, but also provide a lot of hot water for people, and that's what they want. You buy a water heater, you want hot water. And so the way it's designed, other than dumping the hot water out of the tank and losing that energy, or storing the energy in the tank, and then transferring it through a heat exchanger. So that's one of the things that creates the performance, the durability, and the efficiency of the product.
Okay, so for someone who is not an engineer by trade, essentially you're storing water in the tank, and then additional water comes in?
That's correct, yeah. I mean, the idea is that instead of dumping the energy out with hot water into the fixtures, we're transferring it through a heat exchanger. So the water doesn't mix in the heat exchanger, but the water from the domestic side picks up the energy from that water in the heat exchanger and then sends it out to your house. So it's definitely more efficient that way. We're able to create a higher flow rate and a longer lasting hot water that way. And back to the standards, the way they changed 7 years ago, manufacturers had to react to those standards. We had the luxury of kind of designing the product around the standards from the outside looking in, because we hadn't launched yet. And so that was a big deal for us. It's no mistake that we store exactly 55 gallons of water. Anybody who's trying to replace a 66 or an 80 or 100 gallon unit in a residential application can no longer do that unless they want to pay a commercial price. And we offer a solution to that kind of void in the market.
How has the contractor response been so far?
It's been very good. It's been very good so far. Yeah, no, we've partnered with Ferguson, so we have an exclusive relationship with them. It's been really good. They've been introducing us to contractors. We've met folks. We bring them into Ferguson and do a lot of training. So that's a big part of it. But I think the key with the contractors is that they are able to say we're different than everyone else. So it's a key differentiator for them. Anytime a contractor can provide an innovative product, it's definitely helpful for them to stand out from the rest of the contractors.
Okay, and what are you doing to support the market rollout of Essency?
Other than training, I mean, just answering their questions, because that's the key. If a contractor has a question about a new product that they want to launch, the training is a key bit to it. they do a training with us, and then they send their first technician out to do the first training or first installation, and they have some questions. So we're definitely encouraging them to contact us as much as they can before they do the first installation, because if they have a really good experience with their first customer, they keep installing them. So it's very good that way.
You had mentioned you're partnered with Ferguson,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
is that where could you tell us a little bit about your partnership and what that entails?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an exclusive relationship in the U.S. It's been great so far, and the idea is that we wanted to start simple. We started in one state. Ferguson has been really good to kind of control our growth that way. So it's been great.
Wonderful. So how are you marketing the EXR, and how's that going?
I think that the training is definitely the key point. We're doing a lot of Facebook, and we're doing a lot of social media, and we've seen a lot of interaction with the contractor, which is what we wanted to see. And it kind of helps us decide what our next steps are going to be, because we can see where the most of the activity is that way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Nathalie, what can our PHCP readers and viewers expect from your company in the new year?
So many things, but mostly three topics. First of all, as Scott said, so we are distributed by Ferguson, and we are going to expand our reach, our footprint to be hopefully national by the end of this year. Mm-hmm. So your readers should find us everywhere, and we hope they'll look for us. The second topic is going to be on our side, setting up production on this side of the Atlantic. So we've been working on that. We're in the startup process of that. We won't be finished in a year, but we should be pretty close, so that's another big project for us. And obviously you'll hear about more innovations. So as we've solved the durability issue, we now want to solve by bringing more efficiency already, and I think Scott, you mentioned that. We want to go even further into the efficiency, and we'll be bringing renewable versions of our EXR to this market. I think we have exciting ideas, so we'll be probably talking more about that in a year from now.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. If you're wandering the show and someone would like to visit your booth, where can they go to find more information here if they're attending the show?
We're at C6753.
Okay. And if you're not here at the show today and would like some more information about Essency, what's the best way to reach you?
Well, touch base with us on social media for sure. We're at essencyhome.com, or Nathalie's cell phone is another good way.
Country code 33.
Okay.